And welcome back to Who Would Win. This one comes from Edom Has Limits, who asked the question, who would have fight? Yamcha from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, and Spider-Man. Now you'd think Wrath about, this is easy, Spider-Man would take it, or this is easy, Yamcha would take it. I'm sure there are people who would think that. You'd be surprised on this, actually. And I say that because think about this. So let's break down Spider-Man. Obviously, it's Peter Parker. Spider-Man, at least from a lifting perspective, has strength in excess of several tens of tons. He can strike with enough force to knock out someone like the Hulk, so long as they're not super enraged. He's got enough agility to dodge, not light speed, but very quick individuals. It's all about his spider sense, giving him omnipresence around his surroundings, and then his ability to react to things along those lines. Now, he's been tagged before multiple times, not including the movies, but it's just because of individuals who either are immune to his spider sense or just too fast for him to react to. Spider-Man has amazing agility. He does have a regenerative healing factor, but it's not like a Wolverine healing factor. He will recover over a certain amount of time, like much faster than a human would, but he wouldn't grow like an arm or anything back. And then, of course, you have his webbing, which is stronger than steel, but dissolves eventually. Most individuals wouldn't be able to break it regularly. It takes superhuman individuals to break his webbing. Spider-Man's also a genius, so he has that. His spider sense gives him a not special skill, but allowed him to create spider foo, which in combination with his spider sense is overly capable. And Spider-Man is just a very skilled combatant. He's had decades of experience throughout the comics. He started as a teenager, so yeah, he'd have decades at this point worth of experience. Yamcha, he's a student of the Turtle School. He's a student of Roshi. Not a master martial artist. He's a skilled martial artist. He's a skilled fighter. At the height of his power, his power in terms of him as a Z fighter would have been during the Cell arc. Because I'm sure he did some training during the Cell arc. Not a lot, because he knew it wouldn't matter at that point, but he had to have done some. I have to believe that. So that's kind of him at the height of his power. Now, what it was his power at that point, we have no idea. They stopped using... Excuse me one second, I'm cracking my neck. That's better. They stopped giving us power levels, like in terms of actual numbers. Around right after the Namek arc. Now, occasionally a number would come out, like for like the movies and stuff like that, but ultimately we don't know what Yamcha's true capabilities are. What we do know is, first off, he's not the strongest human on the planet. In fact, quite frankly, by Super, anyway, Tien, Roshi, and Krillin both supersede him. He's actually probably the weakest of the Z fighters overall. Save Chaozu. And technically Roshi doesn't count as a Z fighter. But with all that being said, technically speaking, he's a planet buster. He has enough power if he really wanted to destroy the planet. Because what did we see? We saw that someone like Nappa, and I think even Raditz, now I think about it, had the ability to destroy a planet. Although we never actually see Raditz demonstrate that ability, it's theorized he had enough power to destroy a planet. But we know Nappa certainly did, and we know Vegeta definitely did. And Vegeta's power level, if we're going power levels right now, was 18,000 at its max. And we know, hell, King Vegeta was able to destroy 3 planets in a flashback we saw, where he just kind of raised the planet and destroyed 3, and he only had a power level of 10,000. Or no, he had a power level of 11, sorry. Was it 11 or 10? I want to say it was 10, and Vegeta at that age had 11, so he's a little bit stronger. We know then that Yamcha has to be well beyond 18,000. We know that. So we know then that he is, if he wanted to be, or wanted to, a planet buster. He is. So he has the capability of destroying a planet through pure energy. Speed-wise alone, here's the big problem. It's hard to say how fast these guys are, because a lot of times in these fights, they disappear. And that could generally be interpreted as light speed. But at the same time, I couldn't say that Yamcha probably is quite that fast. Like if he does hit light speeds figures, he's at the very low end of those figures. But I think he can probably hit the low end of those figures at his max. Now strength is a hard thing to determine because strength, look, he's far shorter than your average person, sure, but in terms of like what you see Goku and Vegeta like bench pressing like tens of tons and all that stuff, no problem. I think that's frankly well beyond Yamcha's capabilities. Now, granted, all these individuals kind of augment their powers with their ki and stuff like that. Like Beerus, Goku, Vegeta, they all augment their abilities with ki. So you could make the argument he could do that, but still, I mean, he does know the Kamehameha. He knows Wolfang Fist. He has a navigating energy ball. I can't remember the name of that. And really, he's not the master martial artist like Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Tien, any of them are, but he's a competent martial artist. Let's be very clear. He's a competent martial artist. So, in fact, I'd even say he's a skilled martial artist. So ultimately, the question is, who would win this fight? Well, I mean, let's assume for a minute Spider-Man somehow gets transported into Dragon Ball Z at its heyday. Let's say right in that 9-day grace period between the Cell games, and Yamcha and him square off. So Spider-Man just went, hey buddy, you know how I got here? Say, I don't know who you are, but we got Cell. It's enough. We got to deal with Cell. We don't have enough time for trouble, so just get out of here. Look, buddy, I don't want any trouble. And Yamcha's like, well, you got trouble, man. So these two clash. Now, on a speed perspective, Yamcha's got it beat. And Yamcha can also fly, too, so he's got that advantage. Now, granted, Spider-Man's fought many guys who fly before, so that's not an issue. That's not an issue at all. But the fact is that he's not fought many people in one that move at those speeds. Like, even let's even just lowball even further. Let's say Yamcha's not light speed. He's got to move like hundreds of times past the speed of sound. So he's got to move at least that, or at least tens of not hundreds of times past the speed of sound. So maybe he's not quite light speed, but he's that much faster. The question is, I can't recall of any time where Spider-Man has like gone up against a speedster in the Marvel Universe, because that kind of speed's kind of rare in the Marvel Universe. You get like, there was one who was speed. There was a guy who moved at speed of sound called Speedbolt or something like that. I don't know. And obviously there's Quicksilver, who I think can move near light speed. And I mean, we know Sentry's capable of moving light speed. We know cosmic entities are capable of moving at light speed or beyond. So even if we lowballed it to a little below light speed, Yamcha still could easily blitz Spider-Man, even if he can sense it coming. Now, granted, that's at like maximum speed. And that's kind of like that disappearing, reappearing thing they'll see in there. That's pure speed. So you might get that. Now, Spider-Man's Spider Sense definitely will alert him to the threat if he can perceive it in time. But the problem is not the matter of perceiving the threat. It's a matter of reacting to it in time. I think Yamcha maybe, and I don't think Yamcha would be going all out from the get. Most of the Z-Fighters never were smart enough not to do that. I think in the early fights, Spider-Man will still be able to keep Yamcha at bay, definitely. I'll even say this, I don't think Yamcha would be able, without using his ki, would be able to get out of Spider-Man's webs. I don't think that. Those webs are tough. And Yamcha, on his base strength alone, does not have the strength to get out of that webbing. But you factor in ki, that could easily burn the webbing away. Unless Spider-Man's using a special kind of webbing, that he can easily burn that off. In which case, at that point, Yamcha takes the fight more seriously. He's using, I can't remember the name of it, but he uses the homing ball. And, he's keeping Spider-Man at bay, just whoo, 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 whoo. And I'm sure at that point, too, he would have an easier time controlling it. Not just a yo, but just a whoo, whoo. Kind of like how we saw Goku use it a little bit. Because it is technically Yamcha's technique, and Goku just seems to use it easier. How does that work? Because he's Goku. And enemy plot armor. So he's keeping Spider-Man, but then Spider-Man realizes he got to factor in Yamcha coming at him, and Yamcha probably clocks him a solid one. Now, I don't think, I'll be honest, Yamcha has enough strength to, like, unless he gets a straight to the back of the head shot, Yamcha has enough strength to knock out Spider-Man straight out, like just knock him out unconscious. KO him. But I do think he has more than enough strength to seriously injure Spider-Man and put him down with enough strikes. And Spider-Man's clearly aware of this too, because the strike that Yamcha gets on him hurts. And it's like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to get it. All right, this is over. And then the energy ball comes in. Spider-Man gets out of the way, but only for him to be stuck in the air. And Yamcha's like, Kamehameha! Blasts at Spider-Man, who's like, crap! And then basically just does a webs himself out of the way. He's like, got you! And then what? And then Yamcha clearly has the energy ball right there, and it hits Spider-Man in the back. Because Spider-Man at that point doesn't have anywhere to go. I mean, yeah, he reacted to getting out of the way with his web, but Yamcha brought the energy ball back to hit Spider-Man in the back. Spider-Man just he's struggling to get up, and then Yamcha kind of just knocks him out, and then I'm sure they settle their differences, all that, blah 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 blah. And I know I'm going to get people like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've gotten a lot of people lately saying that I'm talking out my ass. Dude, look up your research before you talk out your ass. Dude, this channel's trash. First off, your opinion's your opinion. That's fine. Besides, like, really? It's like, here's the problem. I know I'm gonna try to keep this as minimal as possible, what I'm about to say. Here's my problem any freaking time I get a comment like that. It's not the fact that they disagreed with me, or that they even didn't like what I said. That's fine. You were entitled to that. Back up your claims, people. See, first off, I never argue in general, but I will never argue with anyone who at least provides information. And I mean like legitimate information, not conjectured information that they're basically giving their opinion based on what there is. No, he could do this because this happened. No. What did we actually see? Where is the legitimate evidence that backs up the claim? That's what makes a good argument. Just calling someone trash or saying like, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're an idiot. That's not a good argument. You just look like a dumbass. And don't get me wrong, I make myself look like a dumbass all the time, and I don't give two shits. So, you can't be on YouTube without having some level of thickened skin. Trust me, my skin's so thick you wouldn't be able to get a hypodermic needle through it, even if you try to insert it all the way. So my skin's so thick, the boys want it. Anyway, okay, that's enough of that. But yes, I actually think, and here's the thing, I say Spider-Man's got decades worth of experience. So does Yamcha. Let's keep that in mind. Yamcha has more than enough experience under his belt as well. That not just taking the fact the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but taking the fact all the Dragon Ball stuff, all the time he spent as a bandit in the wasteland and stuff like that. He also knows how to fight dirty. So I actually think Yamcha's the one who takes this win. Due to the fact that physically speaking, take the strength thing out of the equation, he actually outmatches Spider. If he went serious from the get, Yamcha, he could blitz Spider-Man in an instant. Spider-Man just wouldn't have enough time to react to that. I'm sure I'm going to say, he's dodged light speed things before. Okay, that's fine. Just give me the evidence for that, and, that's a different discussion we can have. But I think because he can fly, because he has energy techniques too, which is a big thing, because he's an experienced... Now, both these guys are fighters, but Yamcha's just an experienced martial artist as Spider-Man is. But Spider-Man's not a master martial artist. He has a form he's mastered in his own right, but he's not a mastered martial artist. There is a difference, being an expert or mastered fighter, but not a master martial artist. So ultimately, though, that's my thoughts. I actually think Yamcha, for probably the first time in his poor life, when you really break it down, think about it. Has Yamcha ever actually won? Ever. Like, either won, lost, think of it, did he win or lose, or was the fight never finished? That's the thing. See, I think a lot of people say, he didn't lose that fight never ended, but he didn't win that fight, did he? But that fight didn't finish, so did he ever win? Did Yamcha? I think that's one of the biggest reasons he gets shit on so much. Because I don't think he ever won a fight. I'll actually have to look that up when I'm done with this. Yamcha's win and loss record. So, anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put the comments below. Let us know. We'll get to it at some point. So, I'm actually going out. I think I have enough time to do the what if. If I get interrupted with a what if, I'll just start it over. And I'll just... Honestly, all I have really to do tomorrow is the top 10 and my other what ifs. So maybe I'll just, if I, by some chance I don't get it out tonight, I'll just do the 2 what ifs tomorrow. Because I've been meaning to, I'm trying to get scheduled, but this was a Magic sport or preview weekends or preview week. So once again, I had a video I was doing every day. I kind of stopped. I didn't do one yesterday. And I'm going to have a little disclaimer at the beginning of the what if too about this too. Not about the video, but about something someone said. And I get the gesture behind it, but I'll comment on it at the beginning of the what if. Yeah, so anyway, if I'm going to do my best to get the what if done today, and then I'll probably have it uploaded late tonight. Maybe I'll upload the what if first. The other 2 can wait. That I think is the better one, because I did my read for underwater already. Obviously, I finished this. I think when I finish with the what if, I'll upload that immediately, and then I'll just save the other 2 for tomorrow or something. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.